Hey guys, we're back in the workshop and today I've got a really cool project for you. In one of the latest videos I forged my first integral knife and that just was amazing experience, but I want to improve on so many things on that knife, so I came up with a new design and I want to take you along because I want to get really better with the forging, especially with forging integral knives. So the knife blank is now cut out as well as the bolster parts. So the next step will be I have to tack weld them on with my welding machine, and after that I can go into the forge and forge weld these pieces together. So the forging process of the integral knife is now done. I have also annealed the knife overnight. So now I want to do the rough profiling. I also want to check if the forge welds are well set. So I have to clean everything up nicely on the belt grinder and see if everything is nice, and also get the forging scale off, and then probably I will go into the heat treatment afterwards. So I've got some new squares in to draw some lines, and that is you, and that is the boy she told you not to worry about. Well. Alright guys, so now I have to start working on the bolster because I want to do something special, and I've seen that in Martin Huber's video where he built his integral knife, and instead of having like a tang sticking out of the knife, I left that clean, so I have to clean up that surface and drill a hole in it, thread it then, and then put like a threaded piece in there so I can use that as a tang piece, so I don't have to file anything on the wood. I can just drill a hole and then stick it on. So this is now my drilling setup for drilling these 2 holes. So this goes down there, and this I will fix down with some clamps later down the line, but this is how I'm setting it up. And I know maybe some people would say this is super sketchy and there could go a lot of things wrong. If anything happens to me, it is the fault of Martin Huber, because I learned that technique from him, and it's solely his mistake and not mine. Now that the one hole is threaded and the other one I just had to drill out to 3 millimeters, I can now start with the rough grinding on the knife before the heat treatment. The integral knife is now heat treated, and normally I would start now with the grinding, but I'm really curious if everything works out with the handle, so I want to do that first, and then afterwards I want to go in and finish up the grinding on this knife. And now I have the hole in this handle, and if I would just have the hole by itself, this handle could rotate and that could break. So therefore I have this little pin in here, and later this pin will be a little bit longer, but I just have ground a little tip on it. Also got that tip from Martin Huber, and with that I can put it in here, and then I can just use it as like a scribing point and just press it in, so I know where the center is of that hole, and then I know where to drill in the end. And that is the pin location for the second pin, and that's how I can transfer those pins so I can drill out the second hole. So now that the handle is fit up, I can now start with the grinding of the knife. I have to remove a lot of material because I wanted to heat treat it quite thick so I don't get any kind of bends in it. And now I have still 5 millimeters up here, and during the forging I have tapered it down just a little bit more, and now I have to remove a lot of material because I want to have a nice distal taper on the blade, because this will allow the knife to slice and cut much nicer.
you say my name.
So now I have the blade finished on the belt grinder, so now I have to start hand sanding, and I'm not really looking forward to it, but it is necessary for this knife, and I think the finish and the end result will definitely pay off for the time that I'm going to spend hand sanding this knife. So now I'm done with the hand sanding, or most of it. I have taken it up to a 400 grit, and then after I have worked on the handle, I will refine the finish, but now I want to glue up the handle. So I can now take the knife out of the clamp because the glue has been dried, and now I can start working on the handle and get that knife done. So the handle is now done, and I've taped it up to protect it, because now I want to remove that tape from the blade, and then I want to refine that finish, get maybe some scratches out there that I've got from shaping up the handle and all that kind of stuff, and I want to take up the grit just a little bit higher. That was a lot. Whoopsie. So guys, the knife is now done. I have also waxed the whole knife with that Baltic burnish, really nice wax. I would really recommend it. I've put down a link down below into the description, and I've also sharpened up the whole knife with the Horl sharpener up to the Kagami Stone. So now the knife is screaming sharp, and I'm really in love with that knife, especially with the handle, because normally you see a lot of videos where I do rock pattern and all that kind of stuff, and I don't normally do those angled kind of handle styles or those Japanese kind of handle styles. But with this knife, it suits really well, and it feels so nice, especially with just that tiny finger notch here, but it's still super comfortable. Normally I do a bigger choil up here, but this one, it just feels amazing, and that thumb rests right in that bolster area right here, so you can grip that knife really high and really work with that really nicely. And I'm really happy with that knife, how it turned out, and I'm really happy that I tried again on that integral knife, and I will promise you it will not be the last. And guys, if you enjoyed that video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If you got any kind of questions, just drop them down below into the comment section. I try to answer them as quickly as possible. I will see us next Friday.